Around her and moved to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man. Not that I believe Rochelle. Luke will never. He will never go so far as to sleep with another woman, right?
I'm so sorry for her behaviour. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol. Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk?
That's not true. Is it, Luke? Please tell me she's just lost the plot.
Don't be a blooming muppet, Hannah. Of course she's lying, creating a scandal for attention. If the baby isn't Lee's, she's probably gotten herself knocked up. Fuck! How stupid can you be?
Excuse me. I just wanted to hear your word. There's no need for such crass language.
Yes, there is a need for such fucking crass language, because you've been nothing but a pain recently. I told you not to invite her, and look what she's done. And not just recently, for a while in fact. I'm sick and tired of having to look after your clingy, spoiled ass. You've been derailing my schedule and my plans, questioning my priorities and my decisions. You can be worse than a hormonal pregnant woman at times even. How touched in the head are you that I need to hold your hand?
Speak no more. We are done here, and we'll talk about these matters in privacy now.
No, why don't we hash it all out here? Because every time we talk about our problems in private, you start crying your fucking eyes out.
I should have expected this of Luke, to put us in the limelight thinking I will back down because we have an audience. Well, he has another thing coming for him, doesn't he? I am just as livid as he is because of this disrespect. Our happy marriage is quickly crumbling under our own 2 feet, yet I can't give Zaras ours. If this is how it goes, so be it.
You dare!
I dare, Buttercup, because I've kept quiet about this.
Oh, you've kept quiet about it? How rich!
Yes!
No, I've had enough of this! Do you think I don't see when you try to creep up some whore and get up her skirt? You would be nothing without me. Your company would be buried in debt and you'd be begging on the streets if it weren't for me!
She lies! Don't listen to her!
And I've had enough of you. So guess what? Fuck you, Luke.
We agreed to never talk of this woman!
Did we? I don't remember. But it's all true. Wright Enterprise would be nothing but a precautionary tale if Evans Incorporated didn't agree to merge into a conglomerate. You asked that we keep your family name because you said it was so important to you. Your legacy. I agreed because, damn it, Luke, I loved you and I still do. But all you really want is the money and the power's all gone to your head. Face it, Lucille Mitchell Wright. You owe me everything.
I owe you everything. I owe you everything? Who's running the business now while you sit at home like a pretty princess?
If I recall, you told me to retire so that I can enjoy my time as Mrs. Luke Wright.
I wouldn't even bother with other women if you were still Hannah Evans. You used to be your own woman. You used to be someone who I could fucking look up to. Now look at you. If I wanted some brainless bint, I'd go to the whorehouse and play any old strumpet like a fucking fiddle. That's all you are now. A brainless, good-for-nothing.
A slap echoes in the ballroom. I didn't even realize that I've lifted my hand against him. Not until he's already clutching his reddened cheek, eyes wide open and unspoken curses hanging from his lips.
That's it! This party is over! Everybody leave before I have you all thrown out!
There is a shuffling, as if the near-forgotten audience can't decide whether or not they are to mill about and wait for what might happen next, or do as instructed. Their minds are made up for them as Luke storms to the door, slams them open, and roars.
Go!
And as if they are awakened from a trance, the crowd starts to leave one by one. Some of the noisier ones, media and the like, try to stay, but they are eventually dragged away by security. They slowly trickle out from the busboys and the waiters to the musicians and the bartender, even as our butler leaves us, closing the doors to the ballroom shut behind him. Then and there I didn't know what to say. Should I apologize for striking him? Yet every part of me is still shaking in anger. I want to scream every bit of hatred I have for him, every ounce of bitterness, things that I couldn't say before. But I also feel tired.
Oh, Hannah. What am I going to do with you?
He laughs. Before I can respond, he leaves. To where? I don't know. I'll never find out, as I don't have the courage to follow him or leave this room. Slumping into the nearest chair, all I see is his face, red and wide-eyed. His empty laugh echoes over and over again. Only the walls act as my audience now, and I can feel their accursed eyes burning into me. Dots, there will be no more sleep tonight. October 29th, Saturday. As morning comes, we breakfast, the meal is silent and strained. I cut too deeply into my sausages and almost excuse myself. Have I not spied Luke mashing and stirring his poached eggs with a fork like a petulant child? Conversation is terse, though. That is no big surprise. What else can you say after you verbally lashed out at each other in public? Apologies seem like trifle things now in comparison to what transpired last night. I'm not the one to rush when eating, but withdrawing sounds like the best course of action. I can leave the dining hall, hold myself up somewhere where I won't be bothered. And he has work today. I almost have gotten away with it too if he did not speak up all of a sudden.
Connor, wait! Don't go just yet. Please.
What is it, Lucille?
I have thought upon it that perhaps I am at fault for what happened yesterday and for your frustrations. I have been a neglectful husband, and if you would still have me, I hope to correct that. There's not much to do today for me, and I was hoping that we might be able to talk it out. If you are willing to still work it out with me, you will have my afternoon.
Just your afternoon.
He stands and approaches with steps, careful and wary. He treats me as if I'll take flight at any moment, and it'll be ridiculous if I don't even find it a tiny bit endearing. And when he stands before me, he takes both my hands into his, ready with a declaration.
You will have my afternoon and every moment after for the rest of your life, if you are willing.
Foreshadowing! I hate it. I hate how he can easily make me fall in love with him all over again.
Just this one chance. If you don't show up, I may very well just pack my bags and go, you hear me?
Loud and clear. Off to work I go then. Until later. Buttercup.
His grip is tight as he kisses my hand before letting it fall. I feel lighter in spite of all of it. That leaves me with the rest of the day, with nothing really. I thought I'll have to spend it making plans to leave his house and him. But instead he has me worrying and feeling relieved at the same time. It is quite paradoxical. I still have plans to ensue everything and everyone in the house until the afternoon, which is proving to be quite difficult, as everywhere I look, Johann seems to appear out of thin air. I love her butler, along with his wonderful husband and 2 darling children, but he never seems to understand the concept of privacy or personal space at the worst of times. The man is often quiet, even while he works, and I can forget that he's there with no trouble. It's the principle of things, however.
What are you doing?
He's told me to look after you. This isn't going to turn out well, you know.
Pardon?
You should just leave. If I were you, I'd left a long time ago. You have the choice to do so, you know. Not everyone does.
Is that what you've been stalking me all morning for? To tell me to leave my husband?
It is not going to turn out well, mein Freund.
Looking back at Johannes, I see his usually indifferent expression painted with concern. He still stands tall, and his body betrays no emotion, but his mouth is set into a grim, harsh line, and there is a slight furrow in his brow, curious and minute details that one won't find unless they care to look. And these little things trouble me. Still, if he believes that I will leave when Luke has extended an olive branch to me, well, he's wrong.
And that's your opinion, Johannes. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to be left alone with my thoughts, please.
If you'd like privacy, I suggest finding it somewhere else, then. Somewhere outside the house, maybe?
I'm going to my room. Tell Luke that I'll be waiting for him there.
I'd really rather not.
That's an order, Johann.
The remaining hours pass with little fanfare as my wish to be alone is respected, and I only see Johannes again when he brings me my supper. Bowl bois along with squid ink brioche, something I haven't requested, but I'm grateful nonetheless. And once more after that, to clear my plates away and inform me that Luke is back home. Hearing him call for me fills me with a certain dread for reasons I can't comprehend. Perhaps I am just nervous about this little talk of ours, yet something at the back of my head is nagging at me. It is irrational, but I feel myself freeze in trepidation. I have to will myself to breathe when I'm conscious of the fact that I've been holding it in.
Love. Buttercup, why aren't you answering?
It is with unease that I answer.
Upstairs, Luke!
There is a moment when I am nothing but a bundle of nerves. His footsteps echo from the hallway, and the creak of the door sends chills down my spine.
Here I am expecting a warm welcome home, and here you are locked up in the room like a shut-in. Oh, Hannah, what am I to do with you? You're looking a little bit pale. Are you all right?
I must have had something funny, actually. Maybe from the party last night. Maybe breakfast or lunch.
Is it the boy beast or the brioche?
Johannes had been acting really strangely while you were gone. Do you think?
Do I think what? That he poisoned you? Don't be silly. He wouldn't do such a thing unless I tell him to.
He jokes and laughs. That does nothing to ease my nausea and only makes my stomach churn even more. I tried to smile and laugh along, but I cannot put on a fake face this time. Noticing my discomfort, he pulls me into his arms. In his hold, I feel safe. Or I should be, at least. But there is still a stirring restlessness within me.
Don't you worry. If you are sick, I'll take care of you myself. I did tell you that you'll have my afternoon and every moment after for as long as you live, didn't I? I am just so worried about my poor wifey. That Rochelle woman had some nerve. And I've insulted your honor so. My poor wifey has been through so much.
It is when I feel his hold turn painfully tight that the dread turns into fear.
My poor, spoiled wifey, Hannah fucking Evans. Silver spoon in her mouth, never had to lift a finger in her goddamn life. Poor wifey trying to ruin everything for me. All that I've worked so hard for. She'll just take it all away. Just like that. We've got to fix that. You know. You and I, we have to make sure you don't pull a dodgy stunt like the one you did last night, even if we have to take you out of the picture permanently.
It is as he presses something sharp to my back that I realize far, far too late what he holds in his hands.
Why are you doing this?
My life is in his hands, held hostage at a knife's edge.
Because, Hannah, darling, it's never enough. I want it all.
And he wishes to end it. Does he not love me anymore? Has our ties eroded so badly that he'll even go this far? This is preposterous, surreal, yet here I am, frozen in his embrace while he holds a knife to my back. The very man I loved and trusted the most is the one to kill me, and sadly enough, this is the longest he's held me in a long while. It is a contradiction, both beautiful and horrific. How did it come to this?
You don't have to do this. You can still have it all, Luke. Just please. Don't you love me?
That makes him pause.
Oh, I still do, Hannah. I do love you, but you're outliving your usefulness. In fact, you're becoming a pain in the arse, just like your dear old dad. Now I'm doing you a favor, and you'll be with him again real soon.
Dignity and grace is forgotten as I become a blubbering mess, begging to be spared. Please spill from my lips prayers to Luke for his mercy, because please, I don't want to go. I'm not ready to go. I still want a family, our family, and I want to do more. I can't help but cry about the things that could have, should have been a husband, children, and a home, but I am going to be cut short. My pleading falls on deaf ears. And although I don't feel it immediately, the way he loosens his hold on me says it as much. There is no pain at first, only shock, until a dull throbbing radiates from my back. It's like an inch that I can't reach, which gets worse and worse until it is all I can focus on. I panic as the pain becomes too much to bear, and I wish nothing else for death to consume me now. My body spasms, trembles, and shaking, and the pain fires up anew when Luke the monster twists the knife deeper. Breathing is next to impossible. Every time I try, it only feels like I am drowning. Soon enough, I can taste blood on my tongue like copper, yet both salty and sweet. And here I am laughing like a bloody loon, though my laughter is nothing but a wet, raspy chuckle. Slowly, I'm losing myself.
What's so funny?
Deeper and deeper yet. He starts laughing.
So cute.
I drown in his laughter. And that is Hannah's death. Now, going on to Hannah being possessed. So I will open the hatch. I may not be going down, but there's no point in talking through closed doors, or hatches in this case. The thing refuses to budge at first until there is a soft click and it easily swings free. As I lift up the hatch and look down into the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. It isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness. It's suffocating, and as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. I can hear her whispering, calling for me. She wants me, needs me. She wants to drown me, pull me down, and suffocate me in her embrace until I sink to the bottom. A deep abyss waits, inviting yet foreboding. She's calling me to me from in there, isn't she? And I do want to help, I do. But the shadows threaten to creep out, and a feeling of apprehension keeps me in place. Already it paints the room in a darker light. This is like a dream all over again. There is a hook in my stomach as well, but this time it doesn't pull me back. Instead, it pulls me forward. There is a lurching sensation. The feeling that follows after is hard to explain. It feels like I'm watching myself from the sidelines, a spectator to my actions or lack thereof. I will myself to snap out of this attached feeling, to move, to do anything except stare at myself. And for a moment I see the look of fear on my own face. I'm back in my body, but the hook in my stomach is no longer the only one. There are hooks everywhere, tailing and pulling at my skin, flesh, and bones. They pull at me in every direction, and it hurts. Hurts so much, but I just can't bring myself to scream out.
Help me.
I awake from a deep slumber. It takes a while with the fog that has settled on my head and with my heavy limbs. But soon enough I manage to look around. I'm in our bedroom already, although I do not recall going here. Luke slumbers beside me, looking peaceful and angelic. It doesn't matter. I'm safe and I feel better than ever. Tomorrow, better days will come. Luke is already gone by the time I rise. There isn't a single hide nor hammer to be found in trying to call him on his mobile's a bust, as it goes only straight to his voicemail. And we are going to skip past this.
I don't.
We're going to skip to here. Hannah has just yelled at Rochelle to get out of here, and has taken the matters into her own hands in this route. She is humbly by Luke's side, and furious that anyone would attack her husband. It almost seems as he's proud of what I've done. That spurs me on more than anything.
Everyone, please go back to enjoying the party. Don't let that mess of a woman ruin your night.
You heard her! Strike up the band, maestro, and let us dance like fireflies in the night!
It takes a bit for the crowd to stir again in the face of all of that. But like most problems of the lead, is his brush under the rug and forgotten in the favor of merriment. He offers his hand to me with a small smirk and a
Well,
bow.
that was a mess, wasn't it? And you handled it magnificently.
It happens. We are very important people, are we not?
Milady, would you like to dance?
With pleasure, my prince.
No one is going to get in between me and my darling husband. Not Rochelle or any other rich, snooty scrubber. Not some common whore or an ambitious maid. And if I have anything to say about it, no one is going to get near him at all. The day after proved to be a difficult task. My darling prince is a man of many connections, a man of the people. He is always talking to one person or another, and I am always left alone, unable to stay at his side at all times. It is frustrating, but I have to be understanding. Besides, I don't see why he can't just stay at home. The least I can do is to make sure I have his time while he's here, which in and of itself isn't as easy as it sounds. Not with that bloody valet of his entailing him around.
Johans! Where's my tie? I can't find it anywhere.
Have you looked around your neck? It should be there if it's not on your clothes horse, sir.
It isn't often that I'm awake this early, or at least early enough to find my darling preparing for the day with his valet attending to him. It is an old-fashioned way to go about the morning. He's able to dress himself after all. But he says that it really makes the day easier for him to have something else do this tedious task, albeit with a grimace. Though if that manservant of his dislikes the duty so much, I'll gladly do it in his stead.
I've got it, my prince. Come here.
Well, someone's up and at them especially early this morning, huh? Here I thought you'd be knackered by all the dancing we did last night at the party. And after that, well...
A saucy little wink and a smile is what he offers me as I draw close to fix his tie. And when the valet reaches with his perfume, I quickly take it and shoo him aside. This closest scent fills me with the smell of white flowers, cocoa, cardamom, and almonds. It is intoxicating. And the sight of the two of us in the vanity mirror is picturesque and perfect. Can I help it if I feel a bit resentful that another person get to do this for Luke every morning when I could have done it myself? No, I can't.
You're dismissed, Shrokin. I have this. Go on then. You'll be summoned if you're needed.
There is a curious look, furrowed brows before any sign that he cares is wiped from his expression.
Very well. If you need me, I'll be somewhere that isn't here.
You could have let the man do his job.
And I say there's no need for him. I can take care of you just fine, my prince. Just where are you off to this morning anyway?
I hate the thought of him leaving me. It feels like an eternity without him here in this lonely place that doesn't feel like a home just quite yet. Although the mansion is really growing on me, slowly but surely. I want to be at his side, yet he feels to see such an obvious thing.
Business. Where else?
Why can't you just work from home? You can afford to, can't you?
Business needs a firm hand and a personal touch, Buttercup. Besides, I can't stay cooped up forever in here. I'll go mad.
Well, you'll come back home as soon as possible, won't you? It's so awfully lonely here without you, my prince.
I could. I don't see why I should, though. This hasn't been a problem before. You know I'll come home when I come home.
Just get home as soon as you can. For me, won't you?
No promises. It's business after all. I can't just stand up in the middle of the meeting and tell them the wife wants me home.
Then forget those peasants.
He stops and stares, looking perturbed for a moment before shaking his head. Is he feeling ill? That's more the reason for him to stay here with me, doesn't it? I'm just being a good wife, worrying about my husband and all.
Be good, dear. And stay safe. There's been all sorts of dodgy characters seen about the property. I'll be leaving Johans with you, just in case you need anything, and to be on the safe side, okay?
But I don't need a valet. I need you here with me.
I'll be closing a big deal with a pharmaceutical company soon, if things go according to plan. Maybe, after that, I can take a breather for a bit.
No maybes. You have to promise me.
I only need him.
I'm going to be late, Hannah. The longer this takes, the later I'll get home.
Fine. Shall I see you out?
If that's what you want.
At the front door, his valet waits, ready to accompany him for the rest of the day when he's told to stay and attend to me. I still don't like it. It looks like he doesn't either. But I ignore him in favor of the one that really matters. I hold Luke's hand in mine and give him a deep kiss. That makes my heart flutter as I see the ways in his eyes close during our moment of passion. Parting for air, I can only smile.
Have a good day, my prince.
Right. Off I go.
I still don't want him to leave. He should just stay. Forever.
If you could let go of my hand, please, Hannah.
It's just so hard to let go when I finally have him in my grasp. To watch him enter his car and leave pains me so. It leaves behind an aching, gaping hole like a hunger and a need, and not content until he returns.
If it fits you, breakfast is ready in the parlor, madam.
If anything, I'll be in a foul mood until he returns.
Leave and go practice your bloody sodomy elsewhere.
Peculiar.
When I turn around to hiss at him to leave, he's already gone, and that suits me just fine. I want to be alone without anyone bothering me. I want to be alone with myself and my thoughts, with only these halls as company. Those damned halls which will hold our memories, just he and I. There is no one else I need but my prince, not some cheeky servant who's just living it up because he's Luke's right-hand man. Rubbish like him deserve nothing. He deserves to be thrown and locked in the attic. Without realizing, my feet have brought me in here. This empty, lifeless room disgusts me. The longer I stare at it, the harder it gets to breathe, as if the walls are moving in on me. Yet at the same time it pulls me in. I hear whispering and curiosity get the better of me as I look under the bed. There on the far corner, a loose floorboard. The wood, despite having swelled and warped over the years, is strangely familiar, comforting in its feel. Though it's not merely what my hand searches for as I reach for it, it takes quite an effort, but soon I'm able to lift it, and inside, underneath the dust and cobwebs, Lies a pendant, warm and familiar, and I swear if I just close my eyes I can feel it beating in my palm. I feel a thrill, though I also feel like a thief for taking this, but it's mine, so without delay I hide in our room. In front of the vanity, I see the ways my eyes shine as I remove the clasp of my old necklace and put on this new one. It fits a lot better than the old one. I can feel it as it weighs on my chest.
Right where it belongs.
And that is the end of Hana's route.